What if I told you that every lie you tell yourself is a chain wrapped around your potential? Pay close attention, because what I'm about to reveal will dismantle the illusion you've been living under. There exists a mechanism, a silent traitor operating inside your mind every single day, convincing you that comfort is safety, that small deceptions don't matter, that shielding yourself from harsh truths is self-care. But here's the reality. Every time you lie to yourself, you become weaker. Every time you avoid the mirror of brutal honesty, you surrender another piece of your power. This isn't about morality. This is about survival. This is about becoming the kind of person who cannot be broken, because there's nothing left to hide, nothing left to protect, nothing left to fear. Most people live their entire lives in a fog of comfortable delusions. They tell themselves they're happy when they're miserable. They convince themselves they're trying when they're barely moving. They justify their failures with excuses so polished they start to believe them. And the world rewards this behavior, pats them on the back, tells them it's okay to be gentle with themselves. But what they don't realize is that every lie, no matter how small, is a brick in the prison they're building around their own potential. Radical honesty is the sledgehammer that demolishes that prison. It's the refusal to sugarcoat, to rationalize, to hide behind comforting narratives. It's the willingness to stand naked in front of the truth, no matter how ugly, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how devastating. Because only when you see yourself clearly, when you strip away every layer of self-deception, can you begin to rebuild from a foundation of unshakable reality. Let me take you somewhere dark. Imagine a man who spends years telling himself he's content. He's not living his dream, but it's fine. He's not in the relationship he wants, but it's comfortable. He's not the person he envisioned becoming, but he's getting by. Every day he wakes up and performs a ritual of self-deception so practiced it feels like truth. And then one day, something breaks. A failure he can't explain away. A rejection he can't rationalize. A moment of clarity so sharp it cuts through every lie he's ever told himself. And in that moment, he sees it all. The wasted years, the sacrificed potential, the person he could have been if only he'd had the courage to be honest with himself sooner. That in pain, that devastation, that moment of brutal awakening is what radical honesty offers you right now, without waiting for the collapse. It's the choice to inflict that necessary pain on yourself before life does it for you. It's the decision to be your own surgeon, cutting away the infected tissue of delusion before it spreads and destroys everything. The world teaches you to be kind to yourself. But kindness without truth is cruelty in disguise. It's the slow poison that makes you feel good, while it kills you from the inside. Real kindness, the kind that actually serves your growth, is ruthless honesty. It's looking at your bank account and admitting you've been financially irresponsible. It's acknowledging that your relationships are shallow because you're afraid of depth. It's accepting that you're not where you want to be because you haven't done the work, not because the world is against you. This isn't about self-hatred. This is about precision. This is about seeing reality with such clarity that you can finally navigate it effectively, because you cannot fix what you won't acknowledge. You cannot improve what you won't measure. You cannot become who you're meant to be while clinging to the illusion of who you pretend to be. But here's where it gets dangerous, where most people turn back. Radical honesty doesn't stop with yourself. Once you start seeing clearly, you can't unsee. You start noticing the lies everywhere, in the people around you, in the systems you've been taught to trust, in the narratives society feeds you. You see through the performance, the social masks, the carefully constructed facades. You recognize the friend who claims to support you, but subtly undermines your progress. You identify the partner who says they love you but treats you like an option. You understand the job that promises growth but delivers stagnation. And this is where you face a choice. Do you speak this truth? or do you stay silent to keep the peace? Most people choose silence. They see the truth, but lack the courage to voice it. They become complicit in the collective delusion, preferring comfort over integrity. But the person committed to radical honesty understands that silence in the face of lies is its own form of deception. They speak the truth, not to be cruel, not to be superior, but because anything less is a betrayal of reality. And yes, this will cost you. People will call you harsh, negative, too intense. They'll accuse you of being judgmental, of lacking compassion. They'll pull away because your presence forces them to confront the lies they're living. Let them. The person who cannot handle your honesty cannot handle your depth. The relationship that requires you to lie, even by omission, is not a relationship worth preserving. Now we go deeper because radical honesty reveals something most people never discover. Your weakness is not what you think it is. You think your weakness is your fear, your insecurity, your past, your trauma. But those are just symptoms. The real weakness is your unwillingness to look at them directly, your compulsion to dress them up in prettier names, to give them excuses, to let them define you without challenge. A man who admits, "I am afraid," is stronger than the one who pretends courage. A woman who acknowledges, "I don't know," is wiser than the one who fakes expertise. Because admission is the first step to mastery. You cannot overcome what you won't name. You cannot transform what you won't touch. Radical honesty strips away the protective layer of ego that insists you have it all together. It allows you to say, without shame, "This is where I am. This is what I lack. This is what I need to build." And paradoxically, this vulnerability becomes your greatest strength, not the performative vulnerability of social media, where people share curated struggles for sympathy, but the raw, unfiltered acknowledgement of reality that says, "I see exactly where I stand, and I'm going to do something about it." Let's talk about the mechanics. How do you actually practice radical honesty? It starts with a daily confrontation with reality. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you distract yourself with the noise of the world, you sit with 3 questions. First, what am I lying to myself about right now? Maybe it's your health, maybe it's your work ethic, maybe it's the relationship you know isn't working, but you're too scared to end. Name it. Second, what am I avoiding because it's uncomfortable? The conversation you need to have, the decision you need to make, the truth you need to speak. Identify it. Third, what would I do differently if I had the courage to be completely honest? Not what you think you should do, not what would look good, but what you actually know you need to do. Write it down. This practice is uncomfortable. It will make you squirm. It will reveal things you've been hiding from yourself for years. But this discomfort is not a sign that you're doing it wrong. It's proof that you're doing it right. Because growth doesn't happen in comfort. Growth happens in the space between who you are and who you're willing to become. In your relationships, radical honesty becomes a filter. You start speaking your truth. Even when your voice shakes, you tell people what you actually think instead of what they want to hear. You set boundaries without apology. You walk away from dynamics that require you to diminish yourself. And something remarkable happens. The wrong people disappear. The relationships built on performance, on mutual delusion, on convenient lies, those crumble. It's terrifying at first. You think you'll end up alone. But then the right people appear. The ones who can handle your intensity. The ones who appreciate your directness. The ones who don't need you to pretend because they're not pretending either. These relationships are different. They're real. They're deep. They're built on a foundation of truth that cannot be shaken by misunderstanding or manipulation. Because when both people commit to honesty, there's nothing left to hide, nothing left to fear, nothing left to lose. In your work, radical honesty makes you invaluable. While others are politicking, performing, pretending, you're operating from reality. You see problems others deny. You propose solutions others are too afraid to voice. You take responsibility without deflection. You admit mistakes before they become disasters. And leaders. Notice, real leaders, the ones who operate in truth rather than ego, recognize this quality immediately. They know that a person who can be trusted to see reality clearly and speak it honestly is worth 10 people who just tell them what they want to hear. Your career doesn't advance through performance. It advances through precision, and precision requires honesty. But let's address the shadow side, because radical honesty without wisdom becomes a weapon of destruction. There's a difference between truth-telling and cruelty. There's a difference between honesty and tactlessness. The person who uses truth as a cudgel to beat others down, who speaks harsh realities without regard for timing or context, who mistakes brutality for authenticity, that person isn't practicing radical honesty. They're practicing ego in a different mask. True radical honesty is surgical. It cuts, yes, but it cuts to heal, not to harm. It's honest about others, but it starts with being honest about yourself. It doesn't excuse bad behavior in the name of just being honest. It takes responsibility for the impact of words while refusing to soften the truth. This requires discernment. This requires emotional intelligence. This requires the maturity to know when truth serves growth and when it just serves your need to feel superior. Here's the thing most people will never understand. Radical honesty makes you free. Not the fake freedom of doing whatever you want without consequences, but the real freedom that comes from living in alignment with reality. When you're not hiding anything, there's nothing that can be used against you. When you're not performing, there's no mask to slip. When you're not lying, there's no web of deception to maintain. You walk through the world lighter, clearer, more powerful, because your energy isn't being drained by the exhausting work of maintaining illusions. Your mind isn't occupied with remembering which version of yourself you presented to whom. Your relationships don't require constant management and careful word choice. You simply exist as you are, and that existence is enough. This is the ultimate strength, to be so comfortable with your own truth that nothing external can shake you. Let me give you the framework. There are 3 levels of radical honesty, and you must master each in sequence. First, honesty with yourself. This is the foundation. Until you can look at yourself without flinching, without excusing, without softening, you cannot move forward. This means tracking your behaviors against your stated values. If you say health is important but you eat garbage and never exercise, you're lying to yourself. If you say you want success but you waste hours on distractions, you're lying to yourself. If you say you're over your ex but you still check their social media, you're lying to yourself. Stop. Look at the gap between what you say and what you do. That gap is your truth. Second, honesty in your relationships. This means speaking your needs clearly. It means addressing problems when they're small, instead of letting them fester. It means ending things that need to end. It means saying, I don't know, instead of pretending. It means saying, I was wrong, without defensiveness. It means saying, this doesn't work for me, without guilt. This level is where most people fail, because it requires courage in the face of potential rejection. But remember, a relationship that can't survive honesty wasn't real to begin with. Third, honesty about the world. This is the most dangerous level because it separates you from consensus reality. You start seeing the systems that don't serve you. You recognize the narratives that limit you. You understand the games being played around you, and you refuse to participate in collective delusions, even when it costs you. This is where you become truly dangerous, because you cannot be controlled by shame, by social pressure, by the threat of exclusion. You've already excluded yourself by choosing reality over comfort. Now let's talk about what happens when you fully embody radical honesty. Your presence changes. People feel it even if they can't name it. There's a weight to you, a solidity that comes from being anchored in truth. You don't waver, you don't perform, you don't change your story based on who's listening. This makes some people uncomfortable. They'll test you, probe for inconsistencies, try to catch you in a lie or a performance. They won't find one. And that's when they'll either respect you deeply or avoid you completely. Both outcomes are fine. You're not here to be liked by everyone. You're here to be real. And reality, true reality, is selective about who can handle it. Your decision-making becomes razor-sharp. No more paralysis, no more second-guessing, because you're not trying to find the right answer for your image or your ego. You're simply asking, what is true? What does reality demand here? And then you act. You stop waiting for permission. You stop seeking validation. You stop hoping for circumstances to change. You see what is, you accept what is, and you respond to what is. This is power. Not the power to control others or to force outcomes, but the power to move through reality with minimal friction, because you're not fighting it. You're dancing with it. Let me tell you what you'll lose. You'll lose the comfort of self-deception. You'll lose relationships that were built on mutual pretense. You'll lose the easy option of blaming external factors for your failures. You'll lose the social approval that comes from going along with comforting lies. You'll lose the version of yourself that you thought you were supposed to be. And here's what you'll gain. Clarity that cuts through confusion, strength that doesn't depend on external validation, relationships that are real instead of performed, progress that compounds because it's built on truth, peace that comes from alignment, power that comes from self-knowledge. You'll gain yourself, the real one, the one that's been buried under layers of should be and could be and wish I were. That self is more powerful than any illusion you've been maintaining. The final truth is this. You already know. Deep down, beneath the noise and the narratives and the comfortable lies, you already know what's true. You know which relationships are dead. You know which dreams you've abandoned. You know which parts of your life are built on sand. You know what you need to do. The only question is, will you have the courage to acknowledge it? Will you have the strength to act on it? Or will you continue the comfortable slide into a life half-lived, surrounded by people who don't really know you, pursuing goals that don't really matter, all while pretending everything is fine? The choice is yours. It's always been yours. Radical honesty is not a technique. It's a way of being. It's the decision to stop performing and start living. It's the commitment to reality over comfort. It's the practice of seeing clearly, speaking truthfully, and acting accordingly. And it's the only path to a life that's actually yours. So here's your challenge, not for me, but for yourself. In the next 24 hours, identify one lie you've been telling yourself, just one. Name it, write it down. Then ask, what would change if I stopped believing this lie? What would I do differently? What would I say? Where would I go? Who would I become? And then, if you have even a shred of courage left, take one action based on the truth instead of the lie. Just one. Send the message you've been avoiding. Have the conversation you've been postponing. Make the decision you've been delaying. End the thing that needs to end. Start the thing you've been scared to begin. Let the truth move you, just this once, and see what happens. I promise you this. The truth will not destroy you. The lies already are. The truth will hurt, yes. It will be uncomfortable. It will cost you things you thought you needed. But it will also free you. It will make you stronger. It will rebuild you into someone unbreakable. Because once you've faced the truth and survived, what else is there to fear? If you've made it this far, you're not ordinary. You're not content with the shallow existence most people settle for. You're searching for something real, something solid, something true. And that search has led you here. So let me make this clear. This channel is not for the faint of heart. We don't deal in motivational fluff or comfortable platitudes. We excavate truth. We expose illusions. We build strength through brutal clarity. If that resonates, if you feel that pull towards something more real, then subscribe. Join a community of people who've chosen reality over comfort, truth over performance, strength over approval. Leave a comment with the phrase, "Truth is my weapon," not for the algorithm, but as a declaration, a commitment to yourself that you're done with the lies, done with the performance, done with the half-lived life. And in return, I'll continue to provide what you came here for, unfiltered reality delivered with precision. No sugarcoating, no false hope, just truth, and the strength that comes from embracing it. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a life lived in full color, in full honesty, in full power. Everything you've been avoiding, everything you've been hiding from, everything you've been lying about, it's all waiting for you on the other side of courage, on the other side of one simple decision, to see what is, to speak what is, to be what is. Radical honesty is not a philosophy, it's a blade, and you've just decided to pick it up. Now use it. Cut away everything that isn't true, and what remains, that unshakable core of reality, that's you. That's who you've always been underneath the performance. Welcome home. The real work begins now. And I'll see you in the next one, where we go even deeper into the territories most people are too afraid to explore. Until then, stay sharp, stay honest, stay real.